This is the biggest and most economically significant trade deal that the UK has made since leaving the EU.
2.5 months after India and the United Kingdom finalised a free trade agreement, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has formally sealed the deal with his British counterpart, Keir Starmer.
मुझे प्रसन्नता है कि कई वर्षों की मेहनत के बाद आज दोनों देशों के बीच कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव इकोनॉमिक एंड ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट संपन्न हुआ है। यह समझौता मात्र आर्थिक साझेदारी नहीं बल्कि साझा समृद्धि की योजना है।
It is a deal that will bring huge benefits to both of our countries, boosting wages, raising living standards and putting more money in the pockets of working people. It is good for jobs, it is good for business, cutting tariffs and making trade cheaper, quicker and easier.
The pact, formally called a Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement, is expected to come into force after legal clearances from the British Parliament, which is expected in a few months from now. The Union Cabinet in India has already okayed the deal, so we've done our bit. Talks over a free trade deal between India and Britain has been happening for the last many years. It was initially launched in January 2022. This trade deal, finalised after 14 rounds of grueling talks, one Indian general election and 4 UK Prime Ministers, is expected to boost bilateral trade from $57 billion in 2024 to a whopping $120 billion by 2030, in 6 years' time. So what does India get from this deal? Well, once it's made into a law, 99% of Indian products will receive duty-free access to the UK market, covering nearly all of India's current trade value. So we're talking about clothes, footwear, food products, including frozen prawns. With a zero tariff on textiles and apparel, Indian exports will get the same advantage as countries like Bangladesh and Vietnam. Sectors that are likely to benefit from the free trade agreement include textiles, footwear, auto components, gems and jewelry, furniture, sporting goods, chemicals and machinery. Many of these currently face tariffs somewhere between 4 to 16% in the UK. Indian manufacturers of electric and hybrid vehicles will also gain preferential access under a new quota system as per this deal. But it's also equally beneficial for the United Kingdom. This agreement reduces 90% of tariffs on British exports to India. In the automobile sector, tariffs on UK-made cars currently exceeding 100% will be reduced to 10% under a quota system. So big difference there. As far as other goods go, tariff cuts will also take place on a range of UK products, cosmetics, salmon, chocolates, biscuits, medical devices. And there's, of course, been a lot of talk on alcohol beverages. Import duties on Scotch, whiskey and gin will fall from 150% to 75% immediately to 40% over 10 years' time as well. Some of the clauses have triggered worries, however, in the Indian industry.
There is this fear that, yes, and it's a very well-founded fear, that there could be cheap imports coming in and these will harm the premium and luxury end of Indian whiskies and Indian gins and Indian rums and vodkas, which are gaining a substantial foothold and a year-on-year growth.
British firms say in a significant shifts will now have access to India's government procurement portal, which is a rare exception to India's usual Make in India priority. So there have been questions about that. The agreement also liberalizes 36 service sectors: IT, research and development, healthcare, engineering, education. It allows easier labor mobility, introduces annual additional visas for Indian professionals, particularly in tech and healthcare. Now, the free trade agreement also includes rather progressive commitments in the services sector and mobility. The UK will offer temporary access for Indian yoga instructors, for chefs, for musicians and other contractual service providers. Besides that, Indian professionals posted in the UK will be exempt from paying social security contributions for up to 3 years. And that could potentially save 4,000 crore rupees annually. So at a time when countries are trying to navigate rather turbulent effects of US President Trump's tariff upheaval, This pact comes as a great economic boost for both India and equally for the United Kingdom.